Shalom. To start this lesson, I want to begin by giving all praises and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Racha, Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders, a great millstone, and citation to the sincere brothers pushing his truth in all truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of earth diligently. And also shalom to you few sisters that listen and believe as well. Shalom to you all. I'm the brother Warborn Lawyer from the GMS Miami, the Herald of Yahweh Shai camp, and I come back with another lesson through the Spirit and Power of Hashem Yahweh Shai to edify the elect. My fellow brothers, Lord willing, I be a part of the elect. Okay? And what I want to go into in this lesson is, he that teacheth his son grieveth the enemy. He that teacheth his son grieveth the enemy, like it's written in the book of Sirach, Ecclesiasticus, also known as Sirach, chapter 30, verse 3, which says, he that teacheth his son grieveth the enemy, and before his friends he shall rejoice of him. So, us teaching our sons, for brothers that have sons, for brothers that have nephews, okay, us teaching them up, teaching them this truth, us teaching the young men, the up-and-coming men, this truth, that's vexing the enemy. That's vexing the enemy. And who is the enemy? Esau, Edom. Okay? He's the number one enemy. We have multiple enemies. All right? These other nations are our enemies, but Esau, Edom, he's the number one. According to Psalms 83, the tabernacle of Edom, that's the first enemy that's mentioned. Us teaching up our sons, us teaching up these young men the way, that's grieving Esau, Edom. All right, because he done tried. Well, he done what's the word? He done spent millions, billions, trillions of dollars to keep our people beaten down and keep them away, so far away from the Lord. But we're returning to the Lord. Okay, we're returning to the Lord, and brothers that have children are also raising up their children in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Brothers aren't raising up their children in JC. Brothers' children going to the Christian church and so on and so forth. Nah, man. You got brothers' children calling upon the names of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. You got brothers' children keeping the Sabbath. Okay? Partaking in the feast of unleavened bread. Okay? Keeping the law, statutes, and the commandments to the best of their abilities. You have brothers' children doing these things, man. Okay? You got the young men, all right, doing these things. And the enemy is grieved. You got Israelites turning back to the Lord and building up their house in the name of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, and Esau is mad at that, man. You got individuals turning back to the Lord that's doing that. You got individuals, they may not fully turn back to the Lord, but they know they're Israelites. They know they're the chosen, and they pushing that upon their children. And the enemy is mad. Esau Edom is mad because once again he done spent millions, billions, trillions of dollars to keep this truth and keep the righteous way away from the Israelites. He spent money, okay, to keep this truth away. He put all the poison in the supermarkets and in these foods to keep our people dumbed down. Okay, but he did not account for the spirit. All right, the Lord is raising up them dry bones, man, and we standing upon our feet a great exceeding army right in front of our oppressor. Like it says in the book of Ezekiel 37, and it also tells you in the book of Wisdom of Solomon in the 5th chapter, man. We stand in great boldness in front of him that have afflicted us and made no account of our labors, man. Going into our enemies, starting with the nation of Esau, Edom. It was starting with the nation of Edom, man. The Edomites, which are the so-called white people, which are actually red. They see us standing in great boldness, and they see us preaching this truth to our people and to our children, to our neighbor, and it's grieving them. All right. Once again, the book of Ecclesiasticus, also known as Sirach, chapter 30, verse 3. He that teacheth his son grieveth the enemy, and before his friends he shall rejoice of him. So brothers that have sons, you know, you see it, brothers, when you get around brothers, brothers that got children, their sons, they saluting you. All right. They sons say, no, we can't eat that, that's pork. They going in the right way, and that's pleasing to the Lord, but that's vexing Esau's spirit, man. But it's a beautiful thing, though, okay? We rejoice at that, man. We rejoice, because that also shows that's the downfall of Esau Edom. He has no control over the people no more, okay? Now he still has control over, the undesirables, the 2/3, but as for the elect, the chosen, the believers, you don't got no control over us no more. We turning back to the Lord, man. And we're having our children turn back to the Lord as well. For brothers that have children, there's certain brothers that may have nephews and nieces. The Lord may have you dealing with them, building them up. There's certain brothers that may have godchildren, maybe godfathers to children. The Lord may have you dealing with them, building them up, man. Having them turn back to the Lord. And by you doing that, what keeps happening? From one generation to another generation. All right. From one generation to another generation. Also, from you teach your son, and he gonna teach his son, and his son gonna teach his son, and that vibration is supposed to continue, man. And we're seeing that, man. Brothers coming to the truth. Now they got children. Their children are growing up. Certain brothers' children are of certain ages. Now they got children. Now they raising up their children in the Lord. And Esau sees that, man, and it's vexing him. Once again, let me grab Sirach chapter 30 in the GNT, which, brothers, Sirach 30 is a beautiful chapter. If I didn't say this already, Sirach 30 is a beautiful chapter to read, especially if you have children. Okay? If you have children or not, it's still a beautiful chapter to read. But if you got a son, if you got children, it's best for you to read that chapter, man. Boost your faith. Okay? And if brothers don't have children, but they may have a little one that's close to them, like I mentioned, a niece, a nephew, okay, and so on and so forth, which I believe this chapter is really dealing with your son. For brothers that may have a nephew, all right, that you're close to, God's son. All right, the Lord may have you dealing with him, man. It's a good chapter to read. It's edifying. It's good for your spirit, So, yeah, which, Salaki brothers, I believe this chapter, just a fact check right quick, is really dealing with your son, okay? Really dealing with your son. But for brothers that have sons, and I know I mentioned, your daughter. If you want to read the chapter in Sirach with your daughter, I believe you can read Sirach 25 or 24, But let's get into GNT right quick. Sirach chapter 30 in the GNT, which is a Good News translation, it says, bringing up children. That's the subtitle. I'm going to get right to the point. Verse 3. Anyone who gives good advice to his son could not only take pride in him among his friends, but he can make his enemies jealous. So if you give good guidance, good advice, you're a good counselor to your son. All right, you give him good advice. You break things down for him. You teach him in the right path. Man, you're grieving the enemy. You're making your enemy jealous. Because you're going to teach your son. What does Scripture say? Train up a child in a way he shall go, and he shall not depart from it. So you're going to teach your son, and he's going to move in that spirit. And guess what? He's going to teach his son. And then his son is going to teach his son. That vibration and that spirit is supposed to continue. Okay? And if that's the case, if that's happening, if that's happening, that shows how strong we are together. But Esau Edom, he's grieved, but he still got the 2/3 in his hand. All right, the 2/3 still going away from the Lord, and that's pleasing to the enemy, because the enemy knows the further you get from the Lord, the more control he got. Okay, but that's not for long, Because you got a lot of people waking up to who they are. You got 2/3 knowing that they're fucking Israelites, man. You got these rappers saying that they're Israelites. So our people are turning back to the Lord. It's being made evident. All right? It's being made evident that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, that's the Lord, and that's the Father and the Son. All right? The Lord and Savior. Our Lord, okay, and also our Savior. It's being made known. And once again, brothers are pushing it upon their children, pushing it upon their household. Okay? You have, like I mentioned, I started to do this more in my lessons, by saying, shalom to the few sisters that listen and believe as well, because you have sisters that's raising up, you got sisters that's believing, you got sisters that's obedient to their husbands, raising up their children in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, telling their daughters to be modest, telling their daughters how to move, not telling their daughters to be whores. You got fathers raising up their sons, telling them to be men and not be effeminate. And Esau is angry because he has spent millions and billions and trillions of dollars to keep our people down. All right? He done raised up the Cardi B's, the Sexy Reds, and so on and so forth. And yeah, majority of people are caught up in, that enchantment, in those enchantments. But you got that small remnant, which is going to say that small remnant shall return to the Lord. You got that small remnant that's not down with that bullshit. And Esau's mad about it. We're that light. We're that light in the midst of darkness. We're that light that's standing on the hill. And everybody can see us, man. And people are moving off our vibration. They're moving off our vibration. They're moving off the true vibration. How it's supposed to really be in the earth, man. All right? This is the book of Deuteronomy chapter 4. And you can start verse 1, but I'm gonna start verse 6. Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations, which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people. Talking about the nation of Israel. For what nation is there so great, who have the Most High so nigh unto them, as the Lord Yahweh our God is in all things that we call upon him for? And what nation is there so great that have statutes and judgments so righteous as all this law which I set before you this day? Is no nation great just like the nation of Israel? We're the only great nation, man. The holy, the separate nation from everybody else, the set apart nation from everybody else. That peculiar people, that special people from everybody else. What makes us special? We have the statutes, the laws, the judgments. That's what separates us from everybody else. Okay? Verse 8. And what nation is so great that have statutes and judgments so righteous as all this law, which I set before you this day? Verse 9, this is the point. Only take heed to thyself and keep thy soul diligently, lest thou forget the things which thine eyes have seen, and lest they depart from thy heart all the days of thy life. But teach them thy sons and thy sons' sons. So we're supposed to teach our sons, and our sons are supposed to teach their sons, and it's supposed to continue. Teach them what? The law, statutes, and the commandments and the true ways of the Lord. And that's what, by you doing that, that's what keeps us strong. We all on one accord. That's what keeps us strong. That's what keeps our enemies angry. Okay? That's what keeps our enemies defeated. Because we're together. We're one in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. And our enemies are starting to see that vibration and that spirit. Because eventually, that's going to be the vibration and the spirit within all Israel. Because we're all going to be changed. And the laws and the statutes are going to be in our inward parts. So that vibration and that spirit, that prophecy, the true way of life is about to come. And our enemies are seeing a little bit of it right now within the remnant, that elect that will return in the last days, which we are returning back to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. And he's seeing us living our lives to the best of our ability in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, rehearsing the righteous acts, trying, going out to camp, praying to the Lord, okay? Staying away from wickedness to the best of our ability. Not eating bullshit. Not eating things that are considered delicacies but actually are abominations. All right? We're not sleeping with another man's wife. We do not promote man on man LOVE. We don't promote women on women LOVE. We don't put like it's in the book of Isaiah chapter 5 verse 20. We don't put what's bad for good and good for bad. Nah, what's good is good, what's bad, man. What is light, that is light. What is darkness, that is darkness. That's how we're moving. And our enemy is seeing that, and that does not please him. But that actually vexes his spirit. Okay? But hey, we're going to keep doing it, man. We're going to keep doing what we have been doing. Lord, willing, we be a part of your elect. We're going to keep raising up our children, raising up our houses in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Till Yahweh come and save us and change us, and then all Israel going to do it, man. And Esau going to witness it. He going to witness all Israel praising and worshiping the Lord in one accord. And he going to witness it while he in chains. While he in chains and he in captivity, he going to see all Israel praising and serving the Lord in one, all right, unison. Us and our children. And he's seeing a piece of it right now as we speak. So something quick I wanted to get into, man. Not make it too long. Hey, we grieving the enemy, brothers. Us raising up our children in our households. Shit, and brothers that don't have children in our households. Just you yourself, all right? Bettering yourself, all right? Trying to be a better man for the Lord. You trying, you serving the Lord. You going out to camp, you studying, you reading, you staying away from wickedness. You staying away from folly. And so on and so forth. He's mad. Esau is mad that you're doing that. Because Esau wants all of us to be at a low state. Because he knows if we're at a low state, that means we're farther away from the Lord. But we're turning back to the Lord and we're serving the Lord. Meaning what? We're getting closer to the Lord. And he does not like that. He does not like that. Because he knows the farther we are from the Lord, the farther the Lord going to be from us. But now, the Lord has a change going on in the earth, starting with the elect. Okay, and eventually it's going to trickle down to all Israel, and that's going to happen in the kingdom. We all going to serve the Lord in one unison, all right, in one spirit. So, Lord willing, this was edifying. I'm going to end off by giving all praises and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rachak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and salutation to the sincere brothers pushing his truth and all true sincerity throughout the full corners of the earth diligently. And also shalom to a few sisters that listen and believe as well. Once again, all praises to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rachak Wadash. Shalom to you, brothers.